Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Hey, people, look. Tyson Fury, it's over. This man is really retired. And the reason I say that is because he's dropped the ring belt, and my understanding, he's dropped the WBC belt. At this moment, Anthony Joshua and Usyk are going to be fighting for the ring belt in addition to the other belts in their rematch. So that is a shocker. I really feel Tyson Fury, I think his wife gave him some pressure and told him it's over. And I think in his mind, he's, let's just go off what he said. He said there's nothing left for him to accomplish. He's had all the belts. But he never had the undisputed distinction. Makes you wonder if he's really going to be satisfied with that. But it's his choice. But I have a feeling with that WBC belt, something funky is going on. But I know that ring belt, he doesn't care. He let that go. But I think something funky is going on with this WBC belt. Because as of right now, the WBC is undecided on what they're going to do as far as who's going to fight for the belt. Now, we know Joe Joyce and Parker are getting ready to fight. And they're going to become the mandatory for, I think, the WBO. And then they have a rematch later this year. So they'll fight again. And maybe whoever wins that would go on to fight for the WBC title. But what I'm looking at is Deontay Wilder's coming back. He's fighting Helenius. Deontay Wilder is the #1 ranked in the WBC. Now he's fighting Helenius, okay? So in the WBC, they have Helenius at number 10. Now I don't know all the rules. So if someone else knows, please chime in, right? But I'm not sure if Deontay Wilder can fight for that WBC belt against a number 10 opponent ranked by the WBC. But I could definitely, you just never know. But I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden Wilder's coming back fighting Helenius and they're fighting for the vacant WBC strap, because Wilder is #1 ranked. So Joseph and Parker fighting for something else, a mandatory. Wilder may come back if he can beat Helenius and get his WBC strap back. But I have a feeling Tyson Fury isn't done kind of yo-yoing everybody with this retired, not retired, retired, not retired, retired. I have a feeling that something's going to go on with that WBC belt to where Tyson Fury is still going to be able to somehow keep his hands on it, where they're going to say, okay, he's giving up the belt, but we're giving him 6 months to decide on what he wants to do. But as of right now, he's the belt, the title's vacant. I could see some craziness like that. So basically, he's giving up the belt, but he's still the champion. I could see that. Because we want to see Tyson Fury fight for that undisputed distinction. And I know he wants that. But I'm just not sure it's all done yet. And if he lets the ring belt go, what does he care if AJ and Usyk fight for it when he's going to fight the winner anyway? He gets a chance to go and win it back. So this man's he's not slow. He's not dumb. He's very intelligent. But if he gives up both of them, which is my understanding, that kind of sends a message that his wife probably wasn't having it, and he just really is truly satisfied with what he's accomplished. But I do not know, man. I do not know. It is crazy. But I'm going to tell you this, right? There's a lot of people who are talking about Tyson Fury, and they're saying he has nothing left to do in boxing. I think Tyson Fury has a lot to do, resume-wise. I think Wilder has a lot to do, resume-wise. But with what they brought out of each other in those matches, I think it's fair to say they have nothing left to do, nothing left to prove. Those two are two of the top, most dangerous heavyweight fighters. They're the number one and number two, in my opinion. And to see them get in there and fight the way they fought was amazing. Was amazing. And to do it 3 times. But at the same time, right? Those fights carry a lot of weight, a lot of weight for each of them. It almost overshadows everything that AJ has done with his opponents. But when you look at resume-wise, just the name on the paper, not how the fights went, just the name on the paper, not how competitive the fight was, AJ has the better resume. He has a lot of names on his resume. Wilder doesn't have that many. Fury has some names, but not like what AJ has. But at the end of the day, AJ has never fought killers like a Wilder and a Fury. He never has. Usyk isn't even a killer, but Usyk is more of a sniper. But I think I would still like to see Wilder fight, a Chisora, a Dillian White, and Andy Ruiz. I like to see him fight those 3 guys. I like to see Tyson Fury fight Dillian. Well, he already clipped Dillian White. He already clipped Chisora. So he has some names, Andy Ruiz. So Tyson Fury's resume is pretty tight. Pretty tight. Wilder's the one who still needs a few more names on his resume. But Fury could go on and keep fighting. But I think he's checked the boxes. Wilder needs a few more names, in my opinion. And I think he can definitely get them within, the next 24 months if he chooses to be active, okay? But I still think, resume-wise, AJ has the better resume. So we're going to see how all this plays out in the heavyweight landscape. Frank Sanchez, is supposed to be mandatory, but everything is getting shuffled around right now. Everything is getting shuffled around. You keep seeing different things coming out, different media outlets saying who's the number one. The WBC will put something out saying the mandatory is this person. Now everything's up in there with Tyson Fury. And things happen because it's all about money. But I do believe Wilder is going to be fighting Helenius for a vacant WBC belt. If, in fact, Tyson Fury isn't going to be given like a 6-month period to sort things out, but they're going to hold on to the title. All that is just all wording. It's all BS. It's all paper. You understand? It means nothing. Tyson Fury, in my opinion, they're going to still keep that man as a WBC champ. But if they do move forward and we see Deontay Wilder fighting Helenius for it, that's huge. That means that, Deontay Wilder's going to be moving forward and getting a piece of Usyk and AJ. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Eddie Hearn was speaking positively about Wilder in his profile. But then he comes right back and says something negative about Wilder's opponent in Helenius. Talking about, hey, I'm not sure if that deal is finalized or not. We're looking at who Wilder's choosing to come back against. Really, who is this guy? What has he done? What kind of threat is he? And already, we know Wilder's profile has been raised. Hearn admitted that. But then he comes back and he's almost trying to stage things for when Wilder goes to fight the winner of that AJ Usyk rematch, if it's AJ, to kind of say, yeah, well, he came and he fought Fury. He lost those fights. Some would say he lost those 3. Then he came and fought a guy who was a number 10 ranked opponent who had lost to Gerald Washington by knockout and beat Kornacki, who's a punching bag. And now you want to come against AJ and, demand 50-50. And Hearn is already looking to kind of set things up to make it impossible at the negotiation table for Wilder's team and Matchroom. And that is just so annoying because Eddie Hearn's smart. For those of you who are saying, he's not looking that far. Yes, he is. He wants AJ to win. He knows the fight to make is AJ and Wilder. And he feels AJ can beat Wilder. And I think that fight can go either way. Whoever lands first. Okay, so we got to be fair. I know a lot of people are pro Wilder, some people are pro AJ, but set that aside. That's a fight on 2 Goliaths who have crazy power, or like Robert Garcia said, insane power, and they can hurt each other. It's who gets there first. And that's how I see that fight playing out. I don't see that fight going past. I don't see AJ and Wilder. I don't see that fight going past 3 rounds. I honestly don't. I think it ends in the first round. I think the first person who lands, it's over. I don't see the other person recovering, man. That's how hard these guys hit, and that's how susceptible they are to those right hands, and how kind of suspect their chins are. They get hit with a hard shot, they're out of there. And both of these guys have that equalizer. So we'll see. I really think that's what's going to end up happening. So some people are saying that it's like, I don't know, 7 years too late. This is like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. They should have fought when they were in their prime. Man, shut up. How the hell is this the Deontay Wilder and AJ fight like Floyd and Pacquiao? Get out of here with that, man. Both of these guys are still kind of, I'd say they're both still in their prime. They're probably more seasoned, more experienced. And I think that makes for, in a sense, a more exciting fight because they know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, they know what they can and can't do. Going into the fight, they're going to know that, and the opponent knows that now. When they were first going to fight several years ago, you really didn't know what would happen in that fight. Both of them were undefeated. They both were, feeling themselves. They both seem to be, what's that called when you, invincible, right? But now we know they're not, and they know they're not. So I think you're going to see these guys come in there, and if anything, I think they're going to go for it. I don't think they're going to come and play around. I think they know, Wilder knows he can knock AJ out. AJ knows he can knock Wilder out. And I think they're going to go in there and they're going to bang. But who knows, okay? But I'll put money on that. And I'm not a gambling man, that AJ and Wilder, if that's the fight after AJ and Usyk, whoever happens to rematch, I don't think AJ and Wilder will go past 3 rounds. And I'm not picking the winner. I'm going to say whoever lands first, okay, is what it is. But I think that's, I think I'm going to leave it as that, man. But Joe Joyce and Parker, who wants to see that fight? I think Joe Joyce is gonna knock Parker out. I just don't think Parker is gonna be able to withstand that pressure. And can he hurt Joe Joyce? I think he can. But can he stop him? I don't think he's gonna stop him. Joe Joyce is just built differently. I'm concerned about Joe Joyce long term. The way he just eats. I mean, damn, he eating those right hands and left hooks and uppercuts like grapes. You know what I mean? It's like he getting a little thing of chicken and chips from the corner. And you just popping them like it's nothing. Now, that's crazy to get hit like that. Then Andy Ruiz, in his comeback fight against Luis Ortiz, there's no telling what's going to happen there. Dillian White, who knows? But Eddie Hearn still wants to make Wilder and Chisora, Wilder and Dillian White. He keeps mentioning that too. But when you look at it, I mean, there really isn't much out there, man. There really isn't. You got Hunter. Nobody wants to see him fight. Helenius, he's in the mix. Dillian White, I don't know how many people really want to see him. Parker Ruiz, Gerald Miller is working his way back, which is odd. In the WBA, Gerald Miller is ranked number 14. So Gerald Miller may get a shot over there at one of those guys on Matchroom. But, there aren't that many names out there. In my opinion, man. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that being said, man, Tyson Fury looks like he's really serious this time. But I believe it when somebody fights for that WBC belt. I'm not worried about the ring belt. The WBC belt is the one. If they come out and say this belt is now being is a mandatory for this belt between these two guys, then I'll sit there and say, all right, Tyson Fury is, no kidding, retired. But it does look like he's gone that direction because I know for a fact the ring belt's up for grabs for AJ and Usyk. The WBC belt, my understanding is they have it now. He's relinquished it, but they're not saying what's going to happen with that. We all know the WBC always has a plan. They would already reported who's going to be fighting for that vacant WBC strap, and all these heavyweight fighters are going crazy right now because they all want that belt. But we'll have to wait and see what the WBC says. But as of right now, Tyson Fury, man, it looks like he's legit retired, man, and I think that's good. Congrats to him. He to me, he has nothing left to prove, and I don't think anybody can argue that. But I would not be surprised if he still finds himself fighting for that undisputed distinction. Don't be surprised. This man always has a trick up his sleeve. But I do hope that Deontay Wilder and Helenius can fight for it. Deontay Wilder gets it, and then he goes into an immediate fight with Usyk or AJ, whoever wins. That would be amazing. But that being said, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Shout out to the veterans. If you know more on this subject, let me know, especially you guys over in the UK. I can only go off what I'm reading. I don't really worry about what people are reporting on their YouTube pages. I don't really look at that because they report so much crap. But I try to read about 4 or 5 articles and then kind of pull the congruencies out of there and say, all right, this seems to be factual. And when those contrasting statements, I try not to report on that. But as of right now, this is the latest and greatest. More to come for sure. You guys keep cool. Appreciate everyone's support, and I'm in the breeze.